Do you know that some of you can be making real money just by speaking English clearly, fluently, without any stress? Yes. Do you know that? Do you know that there are thousands of foreigners out there that are ready to sell their souls just to speak like you? Hey bestie, welcome back to another series on Honey's Recap on the career aspect. Thank you guys for stopping by and thank you so much for subscribing. If you're yet to subscribe, please subscribe. And thank you guys so much for watching my previous video. I'm so glad that a lot of you found that video so helpful. Thank you so much. I really love it. And ever since then, a lot of you have been like, Annie, please, how do I get started? How do I get started with the application and everything? Trust me, I told you guys I'm not going to leave anyone behind, okay? So this is me making this video for those of you that are so interested and are ready, okay? So, but if you are new here and you don't know what you're talking about, please pause this for a second and kindly watch this one, okay? So you need to watch my first video so you'll be able to understand what you need, okay? So you'll be able to follow us through the second video. So just a quick recap, my first video is all about how you can make money speaking English and where you can make this money and basically how to go about it. So that was first video like covered a lot of things, so you would need to watch that. So we would wait for you to watch that. So I believe you're done watching that, so now let's get started. So before we continue, please subscribe. For those of you who have not done subscribe, go ahead and subscribe. If you're done subscribing, don't forget to turn on the notification bell and share this video, drop a comment, like, and let's get started. So in my previous video, I did mention that I will tell you guys which of these platforms I'm using and the application process, challenges and everything. So this is why I'm making this video. And if I'm still unable to cover your questions all through, trust me, I will still make a part 3, but hopefully I don't, because I don't want to keep dragging this. I have a lot of things to share, so I don't want this to be the main stuff, okay? So I started applying with Cambly. Yeah, being that Cambly pays $10 per hour for the adult part, and Cambly for kids pays $12 per hour. Nice, right? So the application was really peasy easy. It's all, you just go to their website, click this, click that, and you are good to go. So I applied, and when I was done applying, they were like, they will get back to me in so period. So I waited. So while I was waiting, I said, okay, let me apply on Preply as well. So I also applied on Preply, and Preply were like, okay, wait some time while we review your profile. So guys, I was on the waiting profile, or would I say on the waiting list? Yeah, I was on the waiting list. So what did I use in applying for it? So first, once you know, you've gotten your system, you've gotten like a good phone, your connection is great. The next thing you need to get is teaching certificate for ESL. You need to get your TEFL certificate, right? So you have to get your TEFL certificate. So that's like the main thing you need. Though on Preply you really don't need it, okay? But if you still have like a degree in English, that can cover for it. That's on Preply. But for some of these ESL platforms, they do require it, a lot of them. So it's important you have your TEFL certificate. So now, how did I get my TEFL certificate? So that's why I said you guys need to do a lot of research, okay? You have to do your own research, a lot of it, so you don't spend money. If you don't research, trust me, if you're not ready to research, get ready to spend. So for someone like me, I don't have money for all that, so I have to dig in. So for the TEFL certificates, some of those people get to like um, give you the certificates at a cost. So they will train you, and at the end of it all, in order to get the certificate, you have to pay a certain amount. Some of them, the training is free, but to get the certificates, you will pay. So me, I did not pay a dime for any of them. Okay, so I got the TEFL certificate for free. The training was also for free. The only thing is that that particular website, I will still put the link here. You can still check. It's teacher's record, right? So teacher's record. That's where I got my own TEFL certificate. So the only thing on teacher's record is that they tell you TEFL is free, but TESOL and the others, you have to pay certain amounts to get the certificate itself. So the most important is TEFL. So TEFL covers everything. So, but there are some of these platforms that requires TESOL. So that's one. I won't be mentioning that here because that's not like the focus of it. The platform I'm mentioning, they don't really require it. But if you have it, it's like an additional, So to get the TEFL certificate, so this is what I did. So for some of you, you might really want to, if you want to go through like the long route. For someone like me, I did not have enough patience to go through that. So it's something that you have to read, you have to answer the questions, make sure the questions, like where they'll get to test you is, sorry, let me come again. They'll have to give you like training. After training, you write your tests and you pass. So once you pass, they'll give you a certificate. But if you don't pass this training, if you don't pass the test, there is no certificate, so you have to redo it over again. So for me, I did do the training, but I did not really blah. So I did my training, but I did not spend the number of times that was really required of me. So but I did my tests. After doing the test, I got my certificate at one time. Like once, it was like a one-time thing for me, and it did not really take me like a week. So for me, I used like, let's say 2 days. I used 2 days to get that certificate. So it's just letting you guys know that you don't need to spend 1 month, 2 weeks, 3 weeks in order to get your TEFL certificate. Because the training is something that you need to take like a month or so. But you have to you need to find your way around it. That's just it. So I'm just telling you my own experience. Personally, I did not use 1 week for it and I got my certificate. So if you feel you can be like me, trust me, you can be like me, okay? On that particular stuff. So yeah, so you need your TEFL certificate. So TEFL certificate is like one standout thing. In the foreign world, that's foreigners kind of even consider TEFL certificate more important than your English degree. That's for my Nigerian people. So they kind of consider that because TEFL is teaching English as a foreign language. So basically you are teaching English as foreign language this time, okay? So not like the local, I don't know, I just hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. So yeah, so for the TESOL is teaching English. Oh my god, I've forgotten the full this thing for TESOL, but I'll still put it here anyway and you can still check. So there's TESOL, there is ESL. So ESL is English, ESL, English speaking language, right? Oh my god, I've forgotten that as well. All this thing has been long. I actually did. So please do well to make your own research. These are stuff that I had to research, and that's how I got to discover them. So no one told me, no one set it down. I didn't get to watch videos like this, okay? So on your own side, you can do more research on the TEFL certificate, TESOL certificate, ESL, and there is also teaching English to young kids. I think that one is not TEFL, something, there is like a Y in it. I'll just put them all here, please. I'll put everything here. So that's for the certificate needed. Okay, so you need those certificates to be able to do your application. So but for Cambly requires it. Yeah, so Cambly requires, like, you need to have a TEFL certificate. But Preply doesn't really require it. Okay, so it's important. It's really important because it makes you stand out among the others. So even though you have your English degree, you still need that. Okay, so I think it's much important you have that than having your English degree. For someone like me, I didn't study English, so yeah, so you need to have your TEFL certificate, so it makes you stand out amongst others. But on Preply, it's something that they don't make it like a prerequisite. Okay, something like, okay, whether you have it or not, fine, but you have it, advantage for you. So aside your TEFL certificate, you need an intro video. Like, that's number one. Okay, intro video is number one. So intro video is that one thing that if you don't get it right, you cannot pass the application process. Like, you can't. For Cambly, they won't even give you that. They won't give you the room. They won't give you room to tell you that your video is bad. That's how bad Cambly is. But for Preply will let you know that, sorry, you didn't pass this. You did not pass our requirements because of your video. Okay, so we can't, or blah blah blah. But for Cambly, they won't tell you that. So you need a good intro video. So let me tell you the reason why your intro video has to be A1. First, students, anybody that comes to your profile, the first thing they look at is your intro video. So intro video is that one thing that you use in selling yourself out to all these foreigners. So, and getting an intro video is absolutely free. It's absolutely very easy. It is very, very easy. You don't need something extra. Okay, so for Preply, their intro video requirements is, one, your background has to be clear. It has to be, like, I think in a white background or so. Yeah, I think so. So either it's a white background or like a very clear background. So your background has to be very, very clear. So that's one. Secondly, your video has to be really audible. They can see you, they can hear you clearly, and they can also understand you. So that is also what they're using, like checking your accent. So if you have like a really crazy accent, you have to know, like, just get to know how you tone it down. You understand? So that's for the audio part. Then your video has to be really, really bright. Guys, it has to be bright. So you need to make your video really clear, like not blurry, not low quality. So that video is what sells you out the most. So you yourself, put yourself in those students' shoes. Like, if you are checking someone you want to interact with, I know you wouldn't want to interact with someone you can like barely hear, someone you can barely see, that the video is shaky and all that. So your video quality has to be great, and all that can be done at little or no cost. In short, it can be done at no cost. Okay, it doesn't need to require too much, like, oh, Annie, I don't have a ring light, Annie, I don't have a this, Annie, come on. As long as you have like a clear where light is coming in, you can always do that. So maybe my next video, maybe I'll have to do like a separate video, like how to do a really great introductory video. Okay, but I will still tell you some things needed in the introductory video, because that is what qualifies you. So for Preply gives you like a list of what they want to hear in your video. So first, they want to hear your background. So they want you to tell them where you are from. Where you are from basically includes, okay, your country. They want to hear from you. What country are you from? So please tell them your country. There are lots of Nigerians there, so don't feel like, oh, when they hear I'm in Nigeria, they will black me out, or no. Okay, so tell them Nigeria. Don't go ahead and start telling them your state, please. Okay, so just a simple, my name is Abigail, I'm from Nigeria. So not my name is Abigail, I'm from Nigeria, origin in Akwa Ibom State or Imo State. No, please. Okay, so and for your school, you don't need to say that as well. You don't also need to say where you school. No, that's not necessary. So you just tell them, okay, you have a BTech in this, or you have a BS in that. Okay, so you have to mention your degree. That gives you like your selling point. So a BTech in your studies and all that. And you also tell them your experience. So you guys should come close. Since you guys are just starting out, so this is for my people that this is the first time they want to like do this stuff. Okay, you don't need to go ahead and start telling them I have 1 year experience. Look, I'm not shouting, my voice is really low, so I need you to bring your ear closer. Okay, don't need saying I have 1 year experience or I have 2 years of experience. Come on. Okay, 2 years of experience. Well, that's a bit maybe, but please don't start saying I have 1 year experience. Please don't say that. Okay, or I have no experience. Would you want someone that has no experience to click your profile, or would you want to click someone with no experience profile? You wouldn't want to do that. So that videos you get to sell yourself. Okay, so for me it's been a long time, so I cannot even remember the number of years of experience I mentioned in my video till I watch it. So but I would I might get to plug that here, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. When I was making mine, I was so shy, guys. I was so shy. Like, I was checking every single detail in that video. Like, did I do it well? Am I saying it well and all that? So that video is even private. So that means, thank God I even mentioned the word private. Just reminded me. So when you are done making your intro video, or I'll get to that part anyway. So you have to like mention your years of experience teaching English, okay, to foreigners. So not just teaching English, you have to mention years of experience teaching English. So that's why I said you guys don't need to lie. That's experience part. Put in something that, yes, you understand. You can say 5 years. Yes, you can. You can say 10 years, but slow down, okay? So in this English, good. Another thing that must be included is what you want to teach your students. Okay, so for me, when I started, I told you guys I did not even know English had so many categories, right? So in my own side, I included conversational, business English, beginners, intermediate, all those things. It was after I was done making that video, like after like a really long time, I realized that I would have even like make it this way, like okay, I would have even included a lot of things, you understand? But notwithstanding, I can always redo another one if I want to. So yes, you can always redo your intro video if you want to. Okay, so they get to say always like what's the word? Oh my god, what's the word? You can always rebrand your profile, right? So you can always rebrand your profile, do new intro video, change your profile picture, do new things in your profile. So when old students should see your profile, they will be impressed, you understand? So you can always do that. So if I want to, I can always know. Where's the time? Anyway, so after mentioning your name, where you are from, that's your background, your study, your experience, what you'll be teaching your students, then you get to invite them to your class, and most importantly, you also like kind of motivate them. So most of these foreigners, they love motivation. Okay, so they love someone that, one thing I notice is they want someone that they are comfortable with, someone that understands them, someone that they can easily say whatever they want to say, and someone that gets them, something like that. So you have to say that right word, like that right word needs to be in your intro video, where once they listen to it, they'll be like, oh, this is the person, this is the perfect tutor, this is the right person for me. So your intro video has to contain all of that. So aside all that, if you need like a guide on how to make the best intro video, Preply also still have like a video for it, okay? And you can always send me like a DM on that, or drop a comment. Trust me, I will assist you on that. Okay, so after making all of this, it has to be within, I think, 1 to 2 minutes. it has to be in 2 minutes, within 2 minutes. So either 1 to 2 or 2 minutes as a dot. I can't remember till I check. If it's more than the duration, they will not accept it. Like, they will not accept it. So it's not something that they tell you 3 minutes and you do 3.1 or 3.5. Trust me, 3 is 3. Okay, I think it should even be lesser, but not above that. So it's still going to be there. So it's something that you will see. Okay, so for your profile picture, you also have to have a clear picture, like a clear profile picture. So your profile picture has to just be you. It has to be like a professional studio picture. So on that part, you don't need to go to the studio. So you want to take like a professional photo and all that. That is why we have applications like CapCut, applications like Photoshop, applications like all that gets to edit those things. So as long as you have a good professional portrait pictures, you can always edit it. Note your background has to be white. Okay, so either white or no, it must not be white, but it has to be clear, no distractions. Okay, like really clear picture. You guys know how professional pictures looks like. If you don't know, please let me know. I will still plug you in on that. So your profile picture has to be top notch. Okay, so this requirement also applies to Cambly. Okay, so this is just all your application process, right? So after doing that, then you put in your right. Now the two important things that you need to put in, one of them is your teaching experience. You know, after saying all of that on the video, I'm done with the video part, right? Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention, when you are done making this video and all that, on Preply, you need to post it on YouTube or on Loom. Okay, so you have to put it out either on YouTube or Loom. So I know most of you that will be like, I don't have a YouTube channel, I don't want people to see my videos, all that. Yeah, you don't need to worry. Okay, you really don't need to worry. You can put your videos on YouTube, it's not hard. And you can make it either unlisted or public. Please don't put it on private. If you should put your videos on private, you are the only one that is going to watch that video. No one will see it. Okay, no one will be able to watch, no one will be able to tell because it's private. So on YouTube, you have the options to either put private, public, or unlisted. So unlisted means the only person you send that link to, that's the only person that can access that video. Okay, so during your Preply application, you are only required to put in the link. So when you put in the link, they'll be able to like bring it out. There's a way you get, you know, when you paste a link on somewhere and they are able to like bring out the video, that is just how it's going to be on the Preply application. So on that, they also like tell you to put in a very good thumbnail. So most times, if you don't have like a thumbnail, you can always use your profile picture. So for me, I made use of my profile picture as my thumbnail. That's for my intro video on YouTube. So I posted mine on YouTube and it's unlisted, so that's why you've not seen it. So I did not make use of the Loom option because I'm not familiar with that application. I'm really familiar with YouTube, so that's why mine is on YouTube. So that's for the intro video, and that's also for the profile picture. So now moving to like the other things that you need to fill in. So you have to fill in your name, you have to fill in your country. You also have to type in your teaching experience. So your teaching experience now is where you get to like share how you're joining through teaching. So with AI, you can pass that test. Okay, so for Cambly for Kids, like the application process, or rather the intro video, is completely different. You understand? So everything is different about it. That's the intro video. Just like, okay, not 100% though, but let's say 70-30, something like that. So starting with your background, guys, you have to put yourself in a parent's shoes, right? So if you as a parent, if you're like checking the right perfect person you want to teach your child, what are those things you'll be looking out for, right? Is this person friendly? Is this person welcoming? Is this person interesting? That kind of thing. So you have to make your background like a child, like kid environment, something like that. So you have to have like a pros, toys, calendar, everything has to be linked to kids, like something that once the child sees, they would be, you get their attention from them. Okay, so you have to make your background that way. There are other you can always check YouTube for intro videos for kids, so you can always get inspiration from them. So that's like for your background. So another thing again is your when I say your background, that's your video background. Okay, so now your own background, telling them your background and all that. So it has to also be in line, it has to be in line as well. So that's one. Then your years of experience, you guys should know. For adults, you just have to like tell them, okay, how long you've been teaching adults, you understand? But for kids, you have to center your experience on kids, so that way the parents understand, you understand? So let me give you an example. Let's say I'm doing like an intro video for like adults. I would be like, okay, I've been teaching English to people of all ages from different background. Okay, age from like different age group, different background, fine. But for if I'm doing for kids, I would be like, okay, I've been teaching kids from this age to this age to this age. Okay, I will try not to include adults in it. So when they are watching, you get to understand that, okay, my experience centers only on kids. Okay, so that's for your experience. And your intro video has to be really, really interesting. Like, it has to be welcoming. So when someone sees it at first glance, they will know that, oh, this one is teaching kids, you understand? Because you need to have like clothes, toys, all those kid stuffs like that. And you also have to have like that kind of background stuff, something like that. Like once a child start watching it, they will want you understand? So you also have to tell them your years of experience, like I mentioned, and encouraging things as well. Like you have to be motivating, kind, welcoming. Like your personality has to be inviting. It just has to be. So and for Cambly for Kids, they also tell you to do like a demo lesson, right? So you have to do a demo lesson for Cambly for Kids. So you see all this stress. So that's the reason why they get to pay extra. Unlike the adults part, all you need is like your intro video, their full certificates, and plug in there, that's all. But in this case, you have to do like a demo lesson. The demo lesson is basically where you get to tell, you have to like do a video showing how you would teach a child using their teaching materials. So for Cambly, they get to tell, send in the materials. So the materials is very easy. Some of them would be either colors, animals, name, anything. It just fall on that. So they just tell you to do like a video on how you would teach a child. So it's very simple. Okay. It's very easy, but not very easy that way. Okay. So like the process is just plain and simple, but making it happen that's where the work. That's where you have to put in a lot of work, because you have to be smiling, guys, all the time. You always have to be smiling. Your teeth has to be out, your eyes has to be bubbling. Okay, so it's not like an adult where you just keep a straight face. No, for kids you have to be smiling always. So that smile sends in a really good signal. You also have to be smiling for adults, so please don't get me wrong. So if you are smiling for adult like 10 times, for kids you have to smile 1,000 times. Okay, so and your demo lesson has to cover like a lot of teaching kids stuff, a whole lot of kids stuff. So that's for Cambly for Kids. And aside that, you still need to like put in what they should expect in your teaching. So unlike Cambly for adults, where you get to tell them, okay, I've been teaching conversational English, I've been teaching this. For kids, you can just you have to center it around kids. Okay, you've been teaching kids this, you've been teaching kids that. And you know, not all kids are the same, right? So like there are kids that need special attention, like special needs kids. So there are parents that are also looking for great tutor that can teach their children, like they can teach children that way. So that one too, if you want to, you can always include that. Like you've been teaching, you can teach kids that way and all that. So it's actually really stressful, guys. It's stressful. So for prep play, after putting all that, let's move into the price. So prep play allows you to put in your price, right? Like I said in my first video, it gives you the avenue to put in how much you want they should pay you. So this is where it gets tricky. This is where the challenging part comes in. Among all these platforms, Preply is number one that are not ready to pay you high. They want to work your ass out, unlike the others. But they have a lot of students compared to the others. So for Preply, if you should apply, if after following my steps, everything is 100, you get accepted. You get accepted within 1 week, 2 weeks. It won't even take up to a month. So Preply will accept you quickly because they are always looking for tutors. They're always looking for tutors because of their students, and they want their students to try out new tutors. That's another thing. And they are also like the cheapest among other ESL platforms. So that's why they kind of pay low. They are kind of tricky with their pay. But unlike the other platforms like Cambly, they don't accept on time. It takes long. It really takes long. As sad as it will sound, for me, I did not get accepted. Okay. Though people were like, I should still try. There are some people that got accepted immediately they applied one time. They were accepted within like a month. Some they stayed down to like 3 months before they got accepted. Some 6 months. Some they did this application twice, like using different emails, okay, and a particular time. There are some times where they are looking for tutors, and there are times where they really don't need tutors. They have enough. You understand? So there are some people that still put in all that and they got accepted. But for me, I did not have that patience, please. So I applied just once. So since I didn't get accepted, that's for the Cambly for adults. So I didn't get accepted, so I just left it. So for Cambly for kids, I'm really not like I would not say I'm not a kid person, but teaching kids is really not my forte. Okay, so I rather just like converse with adults because of it. The teaching kids requires a lot. Like it's not something that I can just plug in my phone and start teaching. My background has to always be kid. Like it has to be giving the signal that okay, this is like this lesson is for children, and I don't have that space for that. Like I really don't have that space for that. So that's why I said no, I don't really have that energy to teach kids. So if you have something like that, you are good to go. Okay, so I did not bother trying for kids. And if it's something you can do, I'm not discouraging you, please. It's just my own thing. Okay, you can put in and you might be accepted. So for kids, they said they get to accept people for kids compared to people for adults. Okay, so that's for Cambly. So but for Preply, when I applied, I got accepted within 2 weeks. Yes, I got accepted within 2 weeks. Mine did not take long, so I got accepted. So this is my advice I would give when you're putting your price. Like I said, you can always put a higher price, but bear in mind that if you should put a higher price, you might not get students. So this is the reason. These students would say, first, your profile doesn't have review, and secondly, you don't have like a rating. So they don't want a situation where they get to like book you and they are not impressed, and they end up having to like still book another tutor. You know, that kind of stress. So most of them rather just go for a tutor that already has like a great rating and a great review. So this is why you shouldn't put in higher money. Okay, so for me, when I started my price was $5, guys. So when I started, I was like, I'm putting nothing less than $5. At least if I get to teach 5 students for a day, I know how much I would gather. You understand? Little did I know that I was wasting my time. So I had to I waited for like a month, guys. I waited for a month. No one told me this. Really, no one told me this. I waited for more than 1 month. So after waiting for 1 month, The preppy guys would even tell you that try reducing your price so you can get students. They know what they are doing, guys. So I reduced mine to $4. I was still getting attraction. So there is this thing that they will do. When you would see a notification like a student viewed your profile, this student viewed your profile, send a message to them. So it's just a way of people have seen your profile. So that thing helps you to like market yourself. So if you get a notification like so students view your profile, that's the point where you get to like send them a message. Hi, thank you so much. I can see you are ready to learn to improve your English. It's a good thing. I cannot wait to put you through it. Blah blah blah. Book me a lesson and all that. For the drafts and all that, I can always share mine. Okay, so please feel free to ask me. I can always show you how to write yours well, and it has to always be unique. Note that any interaction you're having with any interaction you are having with anybody on this platform, always personalize them. Please, always personalize them. Personalizing them means always use their name. Their name is always there. Okay, any name you see there, always use that name. Don't go with I, hello, and just that. No. Or I ma, hello sir. No, please don't do that. Okay, it has to be with their names. Hello Maria, hello Katrina, hello Roberto, hello this, hello that. That's one way you get to personalize them, because that way they feel like, oh, you are speaking to them. You understand? So that's one personalization you have to impute. Okay, so secondly, you'll be getting those interactions. So for me, I was getting that a lot, but no one was still booking my lesson. Like, why? So that thing again also gives you a rating on your response. Okay, so Preply also puts it there on your profile that how long do you take in responding to students. So if you get to see that notification like 9 o'clock, it's advisable you respond to it 9 o'clock. If you should wait till like 8, let's say 11 o'clock or 2 o'clock, the next one comes 6 o'clock. Preply will just put it on your profile that you reply in 6 hours. You reply in 2 hours, and students don't want to see that. They don't want to see that. They want to see less than 1 hour. So there was a time that I had to take a break, so it affected my profile. I cannot believe I saw reply in 6 hours. I was like, no, this is not true. So I had to work it through that, you understand? So right now you still had to reply in less than 1 hour. So the most important thing there is your profile has to show replies in less than an hour. That's like one key to having a good profile. Okay, so your response time has to be less than 1 hour, like nothing less than that, guys. If you are starting out, guys, okay, so it's advisable you start with $3. So start with $3 and don't put just English. Okay, so don't just put on English that is only English you can speak. Please put in other languages. Put in as many as possible. I think the limit there is 10. Yeah, I think it's 10. But don't just put in languages because of putting sake. Please put in languages that if someone should just tap you, you can easily come up with something. You understand? There was a time I think I added a particular language for A2. I think that is Russian, something like that. I think I added it at A2 or B1. I think so. I can't remember. So the students coming in were like, okay, this is someone that can speak their language and can also speak English. So meaning our class would be mostly use this language and less English, right? Guys, luckily for me, like I was so fortunate that I was able to like rectify that. So the languages I have there are languages that I can easily read them. Okay, so I can easily read Spanish, even though I'm not really good at speaking. So at least I can say greetings in Spanish. I can answer how are you, what's my name, all those things in Spanish, and I can also read them. As for Korean Korean, I am not conversant with reading them, you understand? So I think I took it out. I don't know if I took it out or it's still there. For Polish, it's still there, guys. It's still there. So what you do is, any language you're adding in, once you start getting students from that region, I missed something. So what this does, any languages you get to add, Preply gets to bring in students from that region to you. So that is something really great, like one unique thing about it. These are all tricks or tips that most tutors here are not aware. Okay, so for me, I wanted to like relate more with people from Spain, people from North Europe. So like the Spain, the the Poland, the Mexico, all those people there like that. So knowing Spanish is like they all look alike, kind of. They look alike in my side. So till you get to like interact with them, you get to be able to differentiate. Okay, this one is from Spain. This one is from Mexico. This one is from Poland. This one is from this and all that. So it's also like it's something like I really liked. You understand? So I wanted getting to meet them and all. So there are also different region, guys. There is even for like the there's even for like the Arabian side. There is Russia. There is a lot, guys. Just note that any country that doesn't have English as their first language, those countries are on Preply. Okay, so you on your own, if you want to like interact more with all these people from any region and you want them to be among your students, all you have to do is put in their languages as languages that you can speak. Okay, so you don't need to speak this language. You don't really need to speak this language. So I know before you ask, how were you able to like bypass that part? Didn't this guy speak to you in their language? How did you respond and all? So this is what I did. When they come with like Abigail, some of them like get to write in their own language. So most times I get to use like translator. So I will just copy, give it to AI, they should help me to translate. What is this person saying? So to make the learning more unique, I would also like respond in their language using AI. So this is why AI is really helpful, okay? So when they come in like that, maybe during class, you tell them that you cannot really speak. It is just basic. So once you keep using basic, they'll be like, okay. That way they can speak, they can like try to speak in English. So this is how you keep them. So you tell them that, don't worry. You will tell them things in their language. You will tell them things in English, right? Using their language. So for example, you can say, hello means hola in Spanish, okay? So they'll be like, okay, or my name is this in social language. You mentioned that, and also you can also write it out. So that is something that most of the students they want. So it has like I know before you'll be like, this comes with a lot of stress. Trust me, it's not for all students. Not all students. Some students, they don't even want to speak their language. So far my experience, I can just count maybe just they are not up to like 10 students I've encountered with such challenges. Okay, so it all depends on you. So this is for the language during your application or when you've gotten accepted, right? So all this is just what you come across. Okay, so the video is already getting really long. I think I'll need to still do another video. This time I will have to just center it on my experience, so far my experience, like what are the little challenges I faced. Okay, so that one will just be centered on all that, right? So I hope you watched down to this end. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for subscribing while you watch, and thank you for subscribing now. I really appreciate it. Please don't forget to turn your notification bell. Share this video to a friend that is currently looking for a job. This is not too much. This is not too small. Rather, this is not too small. They will really appreciate it. Everyone is looking for something to start with. This is what I started with. Okay, this is not something like I'm just saying you guys should go and do. Maybe I'll get a bonus. I'm not getting anything. The only time you get something when you refer people to Preply is if you are referring someone to come and learn, not someone to come and teach. Okay, so unless you have like a foreigner that wants to learn a particular language on Preply, please share my link. I'll always attach my Preply link to this, okay? Or if you're also interested in learning foreign languages, Preply is also there. You can meet other tutors that teach other languages, so you can as well use my link. So but if you are going there to learn, sorry, if you are going there to teach, you are not getting anything for referring. So disclaimer, you are not getting anything from me, or rather I'm not getting anything from you sharing all this. I'm just sharing this because when I discovered it was someone that shared it to me, and I appreciated that, and I just figured there are many people too in my shoes that also want this. So guys, thank you once again for watching, and please don't skip the next video coming soon, okay? That one will cover a lot of things on my experience, and so far so good, okay? Like my ratings, what are those things that I would have done if I had started. Yeah, I'll start it with that. So these are things that I would have done if I knew, if I'm to start Preply all over again. This is what I would do, you understand? And well, more other things. So aside that, I will still be sharing other career paths, okay? So those of you that are struggling, you are really struggling on the career path you should work into. I know there are a lot of videos out there now that everybody are like, get a tech skill, get a soft skill, get a this. When they tell you that, the next thing they will bump in is their course material, like come and buy my course for so amount. I will make a video on how to scale through that part, how to escape all those kind of people, okay? How you can actually get something doing without spending too much from your pocket. All you have to tell me is you are ready, and you please post it and we'll say it, okay? So thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. So please sit tight, stay tuned. The other video will be dropping really soon. And for the other guys that are interested in my review videos, please don't forget to always check my channels for reviews on other interesting movies, series, K-dramas, and the rest, okay? So see you guys in my next video. Till then, stay happy always. Bye bye guys.